Evening, folks. The video is on our beloved, wonderful truck drivers and Justin Trudeau. And it's a warm evening. You heard the expression, hot child in the city? Well, we're hot people in the country as well. And speaking of the country and the beloved, wonderful truck drivers, they're out there in all weather, all conditions. They're wonderful. They're an exceptional crew. Every man and woman that's out there driving long-haul trucks or local trucks, be gravel, topsoil, pulp, wallboard, whatever. They're a wonderful, wonderful crew. Fish, lobsters, general freight, you name it. The whole country depends. I've expression, the railroad built this country and the truck drivers keep it going. And I say it and I mean it. And all across Canada. And speaking of all across Canada, I had a gentleman in yesterday morning. I went to talk to him along the road. He had enough water, but I gave him a flag pin and all, and he takes, and he's late 60s. He's a chemical engineer, retired, and he worked in pulp mills from New Brunswick through to Ontario to Gold River, BC, on the west coast. And he was coming off of Vancouver Island. He was 63 days on the road, and at almost 70 years old, he's made it to track of the Antigonish County, Nova Scotia, where I'm recording from. That's remarkable. And he's going on to beautiful Newfoundland. So truck drivers all across this country. I asked him, what do you learn? He said the smoke was very big in the prairies in northern Ontario, but he's in wonderful health. Okay, but that was something to cope with. Some hot water he went through, but he keeps the water, and he's very real capable cat. Cyclist. And it's not a motorbike. This is a pedal bike. He's covering about 80, I think he said 80 miles a day on average. 80 kilometers, 80 miles, 80 something a day. Anyway, he said, what's in the people's minds? He said, they want Trudeau gone. And this guy had a great conversation. We talked about paper industry. We talked about pulp. We talked about forestry. And he's not a particularly political guy, but he was a fascinating conversationalist. And he told me in that 12 or 15-minute conversation we had, the people want Trudeau gone. I was looking at something earlier today. The truck drivers in Ottawa. Oh, they were the big heroes with Trudeau and Chrysler Freeland and all these little nutcases he has in his cabinet. Okay, lowlifes. Little nutcases, lowlifes. And oh, they were the heroes. But when they stood up and wanted some respect, he wouldn't even meet with them. What kind of man does that? He, as the Prime Minister of the country, which he is, I don't know why, but he is, he wouldn't meet with them. Then the nasty stuff he did, I'm not going to rehash it, but it's unbelievable. But it made me feel so good on Friday morning, just before noon hour, Friday yesterday being the 14th day of the month. He's storming the Bastille. It was 1789 the French Revolution started, so it's quite interesting. We had a conversation that morning. 232 years ago, since 234 years ago, I guess now, since the storming of the Bastille in France. So it's the beginning of the French Revolution. Anyway, he said the people from, and he's been out, only place he hasn't gone yet is the rest of Antigonish County, beautiful, lovely Cape Breton Island, and, well, fantastic Newfoundland. Wonderful people over there. And they take period. And the people want him gone. And so with that, it's kind of a TNT video. Truck drivers, yeah! Fantastic! Trudeau! Down with Trudeau. Or as Pierre Elliott told a member across the parliament one time, fuddle-duddle. Fuddle-duddle. He told a member of parliament it wasn't fuddle-duddle, but they said, well, what did you say then? The press said, I said fuddle-duddle. Remember, they had T-shirts up with it on. That's back in, God, I was about 10, 12 years old, and back in the early 70s. With that, I got to go. I wish you all the best. God bless. And God bless our wonderful truck drivers from coast to coast. Whatever you haul and move, lumber, finished goods, semi-finished goods, parts, fruit, vegetables, groceries, consumer goods, whatever, local or long distance. God bless all the truck drivers. Let's say a prayer for them. It's Saturday night. Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come. Thy will be done on earth as is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. Amen. God bless our wonderful truck drivers. Thank you. Good night.